Good evening once again. You are watching Investment Academy. I'm your host, ROWENA SUAREZ. And now for our market updates. For banking, business, and finance news from the Philippine Star. So there's better Philippine business climate cited. And the big guns eye 123 billion Lakeshore project. That's the PPP projects. And then the bearish market sentiment is expected this week. So that means the stock market is just going to be on a plateau. And Meralco seeks to recover 112 million from dislocation of facilities, because I think that they're going to be taken out from where the airport road is. So they are seeking 112 million there to be able to recover if they're going to be dislocated. Then bad loans of big banks are down in June 2014. For our Build Your Business, we start with only 3,100 pesos and be your own boss. Earn unlimited income, exciting travels and rewards, and have the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. Be trained by the best. And the presentation of business is every Monday in Makati and Thursday in Ortigas at 6 to 9 p.m. For more information, please call 0917-862-0803 and 0917-862-7576. For the weekly finance watch, as of last week, the previous week, the market was 7,133.09. The index closed at 7,050.89. It opened at 7,133.09. It went on a high of 7,176.23. It went on a low of 7,027.41. So now for our peso and dollar exchange rate. From the previous week, it was 43.835. It opened at 43.730. It went on a high of 43.650. It went on a low of 43.745. And it averaged 43.703. So now for our business life education, you can go to www.dmcompass.com for their recent seminars on mini MBAs. Okay, so right now, what we just talked about, the formula that will be here for a good period of time.
Right.
Yeah, and this, of course, this is the base, and this is the counter,
Right.
and let's say they want to do an Asian, let's say Japanese yen versus Chinese yuan.
Very good. Yeah.
So that
Sure.
would be the basic. I mean, should be how they should think
Yes,
about it.
correct.
I mean, that's the base, and the others, when you try to learn this on a more deeper level,
Right.
this is like the trunk. This is like the bark, the trunk of the tree.
That's the root of
the root of the tree.
the investment of Forex. It's always about comparing one currency to another and always putting the money into the stronger currency that you believe is going to go stronger over time and go away from the weaker currency. And then once it has strengthened enough, you go back to the weaker currency, you have more of the weaker currency.
But as like what you've said, no, just like a review of what you've
Sure.
mentioned earlier. So you have to, of course, be reading a lot
Yes.
in the market and
Definitely.
watch maybe Bloomberg,
Bloomberg,
BBC,
Reuters,
CNBC.
CNBC. You've got a lot of free channels out there, and not just on TV. You also can go online, and you can download free apps in your mobile phone right now, and you can watch and you can read the news every day.
What about Rapplers?
Rappler is okay. It's more focused on local news, and if they're focusing on foreign news, it's kind of a bit delayed already. So if you're focusing on news for currency trading, you have to focus on financial news, geopolitical news, and if ever there are natural disaster news, if ever there is any, right?
Speaking about natural disaster,
Sure.
Like last year, Yolanda.
Yes.
How was that for the Forex market?
It's good for some currencies, bad for others. Like this is the rule of thumb. If you are trading a currency of an emerging market and a natural disaster hits that emerging market, that currency will go down big time. Like the Philippines,
Example, I mean, do you have example of actually what happened with one
Exactly.
of your...
In Yolanda,
oo.
when Yolanda hit the Philippine peso to the dollar was at 42.
Yes, yes,
By within 3 months, it had gone to 46.
yes.
So it weakened significantly. Now, there's a reason behind it. The reason behind it is because most investors pull out their investments from the Philippines, which was struck by the catastrophe, because most investors know that disaster recovery can take some time. And so they don't want to keep their money in a country where disaster recovery is still taking place. So they want to pull out that money first and put it elsewhere so that they have
Where did they
decent
put
return.
it? You know?
Well, all over. They
All
can go
over.
to China, they've gone to Brazil, they've gone to other emerging markets which are not showing any disasters, and their economy is actually booming. So that's one of the reasons why.
Do you say now that the money is coming back here?
Oh yeah.
Since it, we're down 44, 43,
Correct.
80, yeah?
The major catalyst of why the peso is strong compared to the rest of the Asian currencies right now is because, again, of what the Banco Central did. They raised their interest rates, which is good. It's a good first step to controlling inflation in the country and stuff.
Do you think that the dollar will still go down 40?
You mean the peso will strengthen?
Sorry, the peso will strengthen, and the exchange rate will be down 40.
I believe the peso is in a range right now. The lower end of the range will be 42.
Okay.
The higher end of the range will be 46, 47. So we're right now more or less nearer the 42 range. We're 43, 44. So my fearless forecast is actually it's going to hit 46, 47 probably by end of the year. That's because of two things.
Then it's a good time to buy.
It's a good time to buy right
Kasi
now.
it's 43. If
It's
it's going to
really
hit 46, 47 by...
Fearless forecast,
Yeah.
and only take my advice if you are willing to take some risks here. Buy now, because I believe it's going to increase. And the reason is, although what the Banco Central did was very good and admirable, and I salute the Banco Central, the U.S. recovery is a monster. It's going to actually pull investments and investors back into the U.S. It's already pulling them in. Coupled with the geopolitical war in Ukraine,
Yes.
everybody is a bit worried about what's happening. And when you're worried, international investors pull out of their riskier investments, and then they get dollars back. Dollars, not any other currency, because dollars is usually the world's reserve currency, and so it's also regarded as a safe haven. So there's dual reasons why the dollar will strengthen. And the thing is, all currencies are interlinked to the dollar. The peso is pegged to the dollar. So if the dollar rises, the peso has mathematically no choice but to fall. And so I don't want the peso to fall. I'm a proud Filipino, but you have to look at world events on an objective scale. And I believe fearlessly that it's going to hit back 45, 46, 47.
By the end of the year.
Yeah.
What do you think, if like people are thinking, I'm going to invest in stocks or Forex, what would you advise that person?
Good question. To answer that, it's basically what you said earlier, time horizon. If you want to invest and you want to get money or get results, whether you lose or you win fast, Forex is fast. I mean, you'll know
fast
the result.
lose, fast win.
Fast lose, fast win.
Win, yeah.
The door swings both ways.
Yeah.
Right? You can't have win all the time.
Yeah.
So when I say fast lose, fast win, 2 days, 3 days, you'll know if you've made money or you've lost money. If your horizon is longer, there's still another way to trade Forex with that. But you'll have to take a little bit more risk and tolerance for that. But at the end of the day, if your analysis is right, you'll make a lot more. Now, if you're not into the fast money, meaning you don't really need to have money 2 days, 3 days from now, and you're more into 5 years, 10 years, then you may want to go into
stock
stocks.
market.
Or
Okay.
not just stocks, something else that's longer term, less,
Less
risky, and
and,
more conservative.
And friendlier to the heart.
Friendlier to the heart. Yes,
Okay,
that's
so
right.
for now, for our Just You portion, this
Yeah.
is a new twist in
Yeah,
our show. since we're 5 years already.
Yay.
No? So what is your most valuable treasure?
My most valuable treasure is and will always be my family. My
You have
wife,
2 kids?
my wife
right?
and my 2 kids.
Yeah.
They're the reason why I live.
That's all of us, no,
Yeah,
as parents.
Definitely.
So what do you save up for?
Well, honestly, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm all saved
You
up.
should talk to me then.
I'm all saved up. It's more, I'm focusing on investments more than it is savings, because savings has its place. Savings is really for emergencies. I'm building for my children's future. And the only way to do that is not through savings, but through investing. Forex is just one out of many investments. I also have mutual funds. I have real estate. I also have some stock holdings. But the mode is no longer saving. It's about investing, keeping your money moving, because otherwise, if you keep your money stagnant, nothing's going to happen to you.
Yeah, very good. Because that's why, and you can't keep your money in one basket.
Yes,
that's one thing,
definitely.
right?
You have to diversify.
So how do you start your day?
Well, I'm a full-time Forex trader, and there are a lot of people, thousands of people who copy me. And so my day starts early in the morning reading Bloomberg already. I wake up as early as 7 in the morning, and then I read Bloomberg for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
So what newspaper do you read?
I don't read print newspaper anymore.
Oh,
it's all online.
Oh, it's online. Okay.
And with the free apps right there, Bloomberg and Reuters, and other news outlets. But I also, of course, monitor the markets. I don't trade every single minute of the day. I mean, most of my time is spent really analyzing the market, because what you read in the news does not necessarily translate to trades.
Yes.
You have to analyze, because
You
the
look
job of the
deeper.
Forex trader is to know what's going to happen next. It's not what's happened now, right? And so most of my day starts that way, but it starts with reading.
Reading and ends with reading.
Or ends with reading. Of course, kissing my son and my daughter good morning,
Yeah.
and my wife.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And so what drives you? I mean, in spite of setbacks. I mean, diba, it's not all roses all the way in our business, in the business, right? In every business. So what
Well,
drives you?
I've learned it this way. The only real way to be successful in life, in anything you do, is to take the pain, because that's how you be successful. You can never be successful without pain.
That's true.
And so what drives me is, if I know that I am hurting right now, I'm suffering because of certain things, certain situations, it's not life putting me down. It's life teaching me and bringing me up. So it's quite the opposite of what I used to think when I was younger. Ay, problema. Now there's a problem. Sure, you feel bad, but the moment you solve it and you solve bigger problems, you become bigger in life. And what drives me is the thought that whatever obstacle I face and finish, I'll be able to be a bigger success after.
That's really coming from experience,
Yeah,
right? And who would you consider your icon?
There are many.
Top 2.
Top 2. I would say, let's go local first. My first idol will and always be, and I'm not saying this because I'm romantic, my wife.
Okay.
She really is the person who saved me from myself. If I think there are a lot of people who can relate to that. Sometimes when you think that you're, up and coming, and you do things a certain way, and then sometimes you feel lost, and you don't know what to do. Even if you know what to do, you don't know what to do. My wife untangled me from that, and she showed me the way. And it's not because she's a person who will teach you step by step. It's more, she gives me wisdom and she gives me strength. Now the others is tossed up into a lot of other people. I mean, big icons would be, top of the list would be Gokong Wei, Mr. John Gokong Wei. I met him once. He probably would never even remember me, but this was a long time ago. And what got me most was he was so humble, even though he's one of the richest dudes in the world. I mean, he's so down to earth. He seems like my uncle. In Chinese gatherings, when I see my long lost uncle, it's like, hey, it's Mr. John Gokong Wei. And it's just like that. And I guess that down to earthness is what got me more into, looking up to him.
Two lines, personal mantra.
Personal mantra, never give up.
Give up. Okay, and please, your message and your phone number so that viewers can get
Sure.
in touch with you.
If you're interested also in attending any of my classes, it ranges from, you know, a small orientation to know what Forex is to something really complete. Please give us a call at 687-3416 or 687-4645 or 687-4445 and look for Aiza. She's my
You have a website?
specialist. Yeah, the websites you can go to would be businessmaker-academy.com or forexclubasia.com. So you can Google it also if you want.
Thank you very much. Again, we need to manage our wealth wisely. Calculate every move you make towards spending your money. You have to respect the wealth that you have made for you and your family. Honor God and thank Him for the talent and the wisdom that He gave us that brought us where we are today. Again, I will leave you with the magic 3. With luck comes 100% preparedness. Make your money work harder for you and build wealth for your peace of mind. Lastly, thank you Laurent Abet of Frank Provo at the Peninsula Manila and Flawless located all over Metro Manila and the provinces for my hair and makeup. And see you next week, same time, same channel as we continue learning about different businesses and investment opportunities. Maraming salamat mo and magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Thank you.